I've met people who we just started off talking about something like food, and then the person go like, "Oh my god, so you're doing this? And you didn't tell me." You see, now the person is like really excited to get to know what you're doing. Like, you get it. So
hey everyone, this is Elevate with Miranda. You're very much welcome to the show. As you know, on this channel, we talk everything personal development, entrepreneurship, and technology. Today is a very special day. I know a lot of you are struggling with networking. You keep hearing people saying when you go to an event, you have to expose yourself, you have to network, you have to make new friends, get connections, and maybe you are an introvert like myself and you're wondering how can you expose yourself to the world, right? And we have a very special guest, Akwele Okai from Ghana. She is a co-founder of Revela, and you just need to drop Akwele anywhere, maybe in any strange event, in any country, and she'll find her way out. She knows how to connect, she knows how to make new friends, she knows how to get those right contacts. And today she'll tell you the tips you need to take note of to expose yourself to the world. So thank you so much, Akwele, for joining us today.
a pleasure to be here.
Oh, okay. Well, so honored. You know, I've always envied you. Like, we go for networking events, and I'm struggling to make my way. And before I know, Akwele has people surrounding her, talking to people, collecting phone numbers. You need to give us the secret today. Yeah, we've got you. You need to tell us. But before we start, can you just introduce yourself to the audience and tell us what you're doing at the moment? Who is Akwele?
Okay. All right. So, okay. So my name is Akwele Abena Okai. Yeah. So Akwele in itself is a twin name. Yeah, in Ghana. So yes, I'm a twin, and I am a digital marketer and a tech entrepreneur. So I have worked with Google Developer Groups Accra as the partnership associate. So Google Developer Groups is a community backed by Google. It's a community made up of entrepreneurs, engineers, designers, people who are using Google's products mostly. And we organize the biggest tech community event, the first Accra in Ghana. And I'm also a tech advocate. I like to go for programs to speak about tech and how women or how anyone at all can get into the tech ecosystem. And I co-founded Revela, like Miranda, you mentioned. I'm the growth officer of Revela. And at Revela, what we do is we help skincare businesses to assess their customers' skin tone, skin type, and skin conditions in order to recommend products based on the company's products portfolio. And we do this because we are passionate about skincare, having experienced this problem myself as a skincare business owner previously. Yeah, so I have a lot of entrepreneurship experience, and key amongst them is my edtech Vista Edu, which I co-founded in 2021. And for Vista Edu, what we do is we basically connect tertiary education students to career options, and we basically do career sessions with them. We have training programs for them to basically learn more about how they can use their project work in the real world life. And yes, I have been in the tech ecosystem here in Ghana for close to 4 years, and I started at the Ghana Tech Lab when it used to be Ghana Tech Lab. Now I think it's called M Lab also. Yeah, and there's iSpace Foundation, Ghana Ladies in Tech, quite a host of Node 8s. I've also participated in accelerator programs at Node 8s. That was backed by the SDG. So we took part in an SDG incubator and we won some grant money. And so we were incubated at Node 8. And yeah, I just completed West Africa as an entrepreneur in training. And yeah, there are so many of them that
I think we can have an interview to just talk about Akwele, what you've done. But you said some very interesting things. Yeah. But maybe by the end of the show, you tell us a bit about those, like how we can join the Google Developers Group. Is it? I don't know if it's just here in Ghana or in other countries. Like
yeah,
maybe
Google Developer Groups is in It's in all countries
All
actually.
countries.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe at the end you tell us how
Sure.
we can do that. And also you spoke about women in tech, how you promote like give talks or maybe in events, how women can easily get into tech. Maybe
Yeah.
at the end when she has given us all the tips about networking, then that would be an additional part. So you want to stay till the end to get those tips, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now tell us a bit, tell us how you do what you do, right? Like all of these events, you give talks, like participating in different things, showing up yourself. I know you are. If there's any anything that has to do with tech, there's one person I know that always call, always find your face there. Actually, so tell us, how do you get yourself into all of these places?
Okay, so I'll just start with my journey in 2021, getting to the tech space. So I started off as someone who is new in tech, learning about software engineering. I learned Flutter first, and I started with UI UX design as well. So after the training program, that was at Ghana Tech Lab, yes, in 2021. After the training program, I decided to volunteer. So I think one key thing that helped me to really get to know a lot of people is volunteering at events. So you find me at events and I'm just getting myself busy, getting to help the organizers to do whatever they are trying to do. If I have to arrange chairs, I will do it. If I have to, make sure things are in order. Like I like getting my hands dirty. When you are doing such things, you meet people who are also volunteering and you strike conversations that are very random. And for me, what really I've really learned so far is random conversations can be continued even after the event. If you go to an event and you're talking about the event, you end up just getting lost in terms of what to talk about again because the event is ongoing, everyone is observing and everything. But when you meet people and you talk about random things like the food they ate in the morning and then why they ate that food and then do they actually like the food or they ate it because just talk about random things that people would not naturally think about, but it's been on people's mind. And one thing too is I like to listen a lot. I'll just give you the question and I'll just hear when I give you a question and you just start talking. I won't interrupt. I'll just let you talk till your heart is full. And you realize that people go for networking events with so much on their mind, right? And for some people, they actually don't think they should be there in the first place. I mean, they ended up there and they don't feel at home. And there are other people who also go there and they're having a lot of things on their mind. They have to meet their target. For example, they're having a sale, they have to meet their sales target. If they are having to, distribute certain things, they are already there with so much on their mind. So if you talk to them about what is on their mind, you just end up stressing them. So you just let them talk about random things. So basically, I think volunteering helped me to really get to know the people who are helping organize the event. And then afterwards, being in the event itself, if I have to MC at the event and MC is not around, I'll just engage people. I'll just, yeah, being in the moment. I think that really helped me a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
And you talking about volunteering, do you think the opportunity to volunteer is always there? Because I'm feeling like even to volunteer, you need to know someone, it's not always like you not see it like advertised that they need volunteers for this event. How do you get to know that?
Yeah, right. Actually, for most of the events that I decided to volunteer, I didn't see any advertisements. The only events that I got to see advertisements was Google Developer Groups Accra, and that was because I was in a particular group. That was why I got to know that they were looking for volunteers, and they were even looking for just a specific number. So, like you said, most of the time you not see events putting it out there that I'm coming to look for people to volunteer. But one thing that I think made me available to volunteer is I like to go for these kind of events very early, as if I'm the one organizing the events. I'll go there very early and then I'll realize that the place is not set. Then I can't help because the organizers are there. Maybe volunteers are not even there, but I am there, right? So then I'll just naturally help to make sure the place is in order. And then after the place is in order, they'll go like, oh, now they know your name, they know that you are helping them out. I mean, yeah, literally inside the volunteerism, you get it. So, yeah.
Yeah, you've shared some very insightful tips. First of all, you spoke about like giving yourself to volunteering, like, and the conversation part I think is very key. Like, ask something out of the event. You should not focus on asking only what is happening around it because you want to be remembered after that event, right?
Exactly.
But what you know, when most often when you're going for networking events, you usually have things on your mind. Maybe you want to go talk about your product, you want to get people to join your waiting list, and then how do you manage? How do you compromise the two? Like, you really want to give people the impression that you're really interested in them, though you might not be really interested in them, but you also want to talk your business and you don't want it to sound like it's all about you. So how do you manage both?
Okay, so I think when I started off, especially when I started with my tech a tech company, Vista Edu. When I go to events, all I want to do is talk about Vista Edu and how people can help and what we are currently doing and everything. But then I realized that um, the person I'm trying to talk to them about Vista Edu also wants to talk to me about something else. And most of the time when you talk about a business and they talk about their business, it just ends there. Like naturally there's this kind of silence that just goes, okay, now you know what I'm doing now, so then what? You get it? And then some people just go on to probe further that, okay, how can I help and everything, but it just ends there. Like it doesn't go for, I don't know, but I think that's one thing that I have learned so far. But when you hear them talk about themselves, you realize that, okay, even after they've finished talking about themselves, they'll feel some way that I haven't really heard about her. You understand? But then you've given your contacts out and the person can always reach out to you. So there's no rush. Now you will take your time. The person can see your WhatsApp statuses, the person can see what you are doing, can share information across whatever digital platforms that you have. So networking events, I don't see, if you are having an exhibition or you are having like a flyer out, handout that you're distributing, that's different. But if you are going there to like physically talk about a business that is not in program, you might as well just talk about random things. The business will come later. Like I've met people who we just started off talking about something like food, and then the person will go like, "Oh my god, so you're doing this? And you didn't tell me." You see, now the person is like really excited to get to know what you're doing. Like you get it.
So I think it's like the connection first. Get the connection, let the person maybe know that you're really, really interested in him. Then from there, it'll be easy to put your business in the person's mind, right? And then now you spoke a bit about like keeping the connection, maybe following up. Because most often for me, I've collected a lot of contacts from networking events, but after when I get back home, I don't know what to do with them, right? Because it's all about my business. Maybe I don't need them for that time. I know that maybe in the future I might need those contacts, but at the moment I really do not need them. And how do I do? I don't want to wait till when I need it before I get to them. I want to keep the like the note, keep the connection. But now, what will I be communicating with them within that period?
Okay, so I've also been in that situation a lot, such that I'll just go and then I'm so eager to get people's contacts. I mean, I'll just get people's cards. Then one time I was packing out my room and I realized that I have so many cards. I was like, wait, do I know all these people? And it immediately dawned on me that actually I don't necessarily need people's cards to actually contact them. Like I mentioned, when you start a conversation with someone and you're talking about things that the person is very interested in, people are very selfish, right? They want to always talk about themselves. And once you have that conversation going, they will naturally give you their contact to continue the conversation. And you continue the conversation on what you were talking about at the event. So maybe it will die down at some point in time. But then if you need any kind of support, you can always reach out to them. So if you go straight to I'm going to take your card. Once they've given you their card, they've even forgotten about you. They don't even know where they met you. You now have to introduce yourself. Oh, we met at this event. So if you really need someone within the next 2 weeks of getting their contact, you just talk about what you want to talk about. Probably let them know you by something, maybe your hair, or I don't know, give them a name, right? Give them something that they'll remember you by, and then you go ahead and text them that, okay, this is this person, I gave you this name at this event, do you remember me, that kind of thing. Then you just end it there. As time goes on and you need a person's support, you can always call back on them, and they would gladly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So if you're liking this content so far, remember to give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. So okay, now just like for an introvert, for me, I'm very much introverted. How can I maybe start a conversation when I go for a networking event? How can I maybe initiate the conversation and like pretend to be an extrovert? Like,
Okay, so I have my introvert moments. When I tell people that I'm introverted, they're like, "No, you are lying to me." Right? I am very much that person who wants to be by myself, who wants to sleep in late in the morning, and there are also times when I go for events and I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to be by myself. And one thing that helps me during those times that I don't want to talk to like a lot of people is I just find that one person in the crowd who is like me. So, when you're a wallflower, you usually tend to go behind the scenes. You definitely find someone who is also like you behind the scenes. Trust me. And if it's just one person you connect with at that event, it's a win. Just talk about the fact that you all hate the events, you all don't want to be here, you all want to be somewhere else, right? And you realize that that's even a connection.
okay, thank you so much. Thank you. And now we're running out of video. Can you just quickly tell us about the Google Developers Group? How someone maybe Nigeria in Cameroon can join the Google Developers Group, and then because you talk about networking, exposing yourself, and all of those, even like women in tech, you spoke a bit about. You can say something quickly about it.
Okay, so the Google developer groups, they have cities that have groups in those cities. So, for instance, in Ghana here, I think we have about 3 cities with Google developer groups. So we have Google developer groups Accra, Tamale, and then Kumasi. I think there's one that is also being set up at one city. I've forgotten, but it's not established. But for Google developer groups, for me, how I joined Google developer groups was volunteering. I went to the event. Like I said, I went very early. I went to park chairs. When I go for event, they know me that I go there too early, such that it's as if I own the event, right? I just go there early. So for me, that's what I did, and I entered into the group as a volunteer. Then they moved me to the main community group. So in the community group as well, I'm not that kind of person who is in a group chat and is always talking. But when it's something that is of interest to me, I like to at least share my own thoughts and everything. And for my personal journey, I think it was through the volunteering that made me know a lot of people. And when people know you and they can recommend you based on your services or how hard you work, it just makes it easier for them to push you to leadership, right? So I think that's what happened to me. I was there sometime earlier this year, and then they reached out to me that they are making me partnership associates, and I was really excited about it because I wasn't expecting it. But then it was a learning journey as well for me. I like to learn, I just like to serve, I like to help people out, and it's something that has served me in the Google Developer group. So if you want to join the groups, just look out for your city. Just type Google Developer groups online and then type in your city. You're going to find a group on there. So you join the community on Google's groups, and then if your community has a WhatsApp page, they're going to migrate you to the WhatsApp page. So from then you'll be able to know all the activities or the events that will be happening in your city. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Do I ask about the women in tech? But
Yes. So what I mentioned was Ghana Ladies in Tech, but then there's also Women Tech Makers as part of Google Developer Group. So it's more like the group that pushes women to pursue tech as a career, right? So they it's not different from Google developer groups entirely. They are all parts of Google developer
Okay.
groups. Yeah. So for the women, you know how in Africa, or let me just use Ghana for example, women usually want to shy away from speaking at events, even though they are very skilled and everything. We somehow have our own unique way of addressing ourselves in the tech space. So the Women Tech Makers basically allows you to be yourself around people who are like you. You know how women, we have our different stages of career. We would at some point in time pay more attention to family, at some point in time pay more attention to career, and you meet people who are like you in all those facets. So that's supposed to be a group that's supposed to help you, encourage you, and move you forward in your own career journey.
Okay, thank you so much, Akwele. You shared a lot with us, talking about like first of all exposing yourself, seizing opportunities by volunteering, and also how you can initiate a conversation. Right? Me, what I usually do is like I just say beautiful hair. I can just admire, pick something, and say you have a beautiful hair, beautiful dress. So even if you are an introvert, all hope is not gone. You shared a lot. Thank you. Even how to join Google's developer group. That's something that's a new learning for me. And I think I have to search one in my city. So if you like this content, Akwele is a co-founder of Revela. If you're a business owner, you're into skincare, and maybe you want to take your business to another level, maybe giving your users, your clients, the opportunity to test their skin type or skin tone, whatever. So you can check Revela. It's in the description section below. Check. You can go through the website, see how Revela can help your business. Even for you, even maybe you have problems with your skin, like for me, you can just check out Revela and see. It's very interesting, I tell you. Okay, and you can connect with Akwele if you need mentorship, how you can expose yourself there as in leadership as a woman, right? So thank you so much for following this session. Thank you so much, Akwele. It's been a pleasure hearing from you.
You're
So
welcome.
stay to our next episode. Bye bye.